You're back. Mork dead?
No, not dead.
Ah, good.
Not yet.
Maybe later.
This Mork sort of wedges his way through the door. Since there doesn't appear to be much standing room, he sort of stands in the doorway, not realizing that his massive frame is starting to push out the wood. He gingerly holds his stomach and gives a salute to the captain.
Mork cannot eat mutton for month. Sad.
Maybe you learn to knock next time.
Mork did knock.
Maybe go away when told. That work better.
And then Mork will try and squeeze his way into the room, probably knocking over several vases and or perishable items. And turn and look at this new face.
Oh, this.
This Inspector Commander.
Comdosa.
Inspector Commander.
No. Come, Dosa.
Come closer. Yes.
Commander's fine.
Commander, come closer. I am Mork, Inspector.
Gork offers the new inspector a salute as well. I am Gork.
Together, we Gork and Mork.
He nods to the two of them, and then just kind of looks across the room at Taika. Is this normal?
Alas, Cam had died, and thus her character was lost in the abyss forever.
Bum, bum, ba, bum.
Wow.
I got up to get water actually because of coughing. But hey.
Oh, I thought that was Tynos.
That was me.
No, that was Tynos.
That would be really upsetting.
So,
That was a very aggressive sounding cough.
You've been asked if this is normal. Gork and Mork.
she's just going to heave a sigh. And let that tell everything. Because yes, it is very normal. You get used to it. They've never gotten her name right. Would you like to review our notes with us? Inspector.
May as well get a refresher from what I just read.
So are you coming here, Tynos, or going to see the dwarf man?
Bringing cops to underworld
Shady
contacts, not good idea. So no, he'd probably go by himself first.
Okay.
So, you working case 2. Come closer.
Well, just call him
Brother.
Inspector.
Said his name was Dosa.
Is what Mork says. Closer.
Dosa.
Dosa. 2.
Why don't I go and get everybody coffee?
Yes,
To
please.
carefully squeeze out of the room.
Everyone acquainted. Good. Get out.
This time Mork actually does nod and give us a get out because he does not want to be hit by a harpoon again.
Gork wordlessly offers both men a salute and then exits the room.
Where's my office?
Well, down the hall. You share with Taika for now. Assign offers later.
To
Here.
left, right. I'm not familiar with.
Look for the pings.
Ask Taika about office. She know where it is. When hope so, anyway. Bye.
He leaves and just goes out into the hallway.
Captain gets
Just
back
kind
to
of-
his paperwork.
Taika comes back with one of those little tray cups full of coffees. One of them is an oversized tumbler mug, though, because God forbid you hand a small cup to Mork. Right, if you just head down to the right.
Is
She
it like one of
points.
those giant novelty cups?
Yeah.
Does it have World's Best Detective written on it?
Yeah, see.
Actually, it probably says something like Pupper Dad.
Pupper Dad.
Right, so if you just follow me, it's down here.
No, it just begins to follow.
Leave the door open for Mork.
This is wise, as Mork would have rammed his way through. But instead he follows along.
This office is very cramped for 4 people, especially of their size.
Yes, in fact, Mork has to hunch and sort of huddle himself into the corner to fit himself in.
And it is clear that Gork makes an extreme effort to wedge his way into this corner of the room without making contact with the
How tall-
walls or the chair.
How tall are Gork or Mort?
Mork is 7 feet tall.
Yeah, Commodus is taller than you, Archie.
Oh god.
Well, lengthwise, yeah.
Yeah, he's like gigantic likewise.
He just kind of hunches.
So, Comdos. You, Inspector. From where?
From downtown.
Downtown. Dangerous. Good detective. Inspector.
Your captain seems to think highly of me.
Beware of harpoon gun when near him.
He just kind of looks at you.
And Mork just kind of looks back at him like, you'll understand one day.
Like, you can't see it on his face because it's a lizard face, but... He's just like, what?
Mork just nods, completely believing that Comdos has fully understood what he said, and then turns to look at Gork and Taika.
I'll be right back.
We begin files now.
I legit could not hear you. Hang on.
No worries.
What'd you say?
Well, because my throat is dying and I need to get more whiskey, Mork said that we begin looking over the files now.
Oh, okay.
After
Yep.
receiving, or after giving Com his approval for being an inspector from downtown, which is dangerous. Whether or not it's really dangerous, I don't know. Well, I guess it's downtown. So
It is quite dangerous. There's a lot of gang crime downtown.
So we went and inspected the most recent body yesterday. We also had a quick interview with one of our neighbors, who seems to think that there's also a wolfman problem. The lady is a lady of the night. We currently are trying to investigate whatever John she had that was labeled under BV. We've also got the strange multiple blood types within her, and the merfolk fish eggs, which is definitely an issue. So we're going to have to head back over to the other side of town and ask around, especially once Thane gets back. Another thing to note is some of the other drawings in her date book. She definitely liked doing everything through initials. Our current lead is Baseline Ventriloquists, and we also need to look into Magitech Inventions Incorporated because they own the building.
Knossa just kinds of nods along.
Also, multiple blood types found. One, Fishman Blue. Must find Fishman. Yes.
That's sort of the hope.
So, let's see. 1 B-, 1 blue, 1 A+, and 1 unknown. So 4?
Yes.
And these 4 ones were all found at the same site, right? Or were they different?
All found at the same site.
Okay.
All found at same site at murder of Hooker.
Where were these found? All in the same place?
Yes.
As blood type, the blood all found within the same general area, I mean.
Yes. Spread out all over room from murder.
All over room.
Yes, it was quite an impressive splash radius.
Like Porlacus painting.
Hmm.
4 different blood types splashed all throughout the room. Guess there's no way to see when those bloods build.
Maybe determine age of blood. Also, semen. And see man.
God damn it, Arch.
At this, Mork sort of points to the report on the semen found inside the victim, which is 30-year-old human, and then curiously fish eggs and some sort of strange substance that might be from a human? I'm not sure what 18-year-old human like weird shit means, so in the reports.
It doesn't. It's not necessarily like purely human. It's like something's different about it for sure.
Hmm.
Well, I think I'm caught up. The only thing to do would be to do some footwork.
You have 2 leads you can follow at the moment, which is going to talk to someone from the Magitech company or looking into Baseline Ventriloquists. Or, scouring the city for a fish man.
3 choices.
Well, I don't know much about the setting. How common are fishmen?
Not very.
Not that common.
Not often.
That seems like a solid lead if they're not often.
True. The only thing would be finding out where a fishman would appear in the town. Because they do
People
stand
aren't
out like a
used to
sore
seeing-
thumb, but it's
Yeah, if people aren't used to seeing
Work on
Fishman.
that one.
yeah. And then there is the Wolfman, but I think Mork's the only one that's interested in looking for the Wolfman.
Yeah, Mork's the only one.
Everybody else
I'm
is
back.
dismissing it as a crazy old lady.
If the Wolfman is also a thief, Condosa might be interested.
That is true.
We don't know anything about the Wolfman. Just a crazy old lady mentioned
He
him.
doesn't care.
So I missed a lot of what happened. I had to go feed the dog.
No, we're just talking about the evidence we've got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just assume that Gork has been
Standing
wordlessly
stoically.
leaning against the wall with his
Nodding
eyes
his-
closed and his arms crossed.
Basically, we're trying to decide if we want to follow 3 leads. Do we want to go find Benito ventriloquist or baseline ventriloquist? Do we want to go check out the Magitech company? Or do we want to try and find the Fishman, if we can even find him?
Fishmen are apparently rare, so if we ask around and say, hey, have you seen this weird fucking fish guy? People would probably point us in the right direction. Magic Tech building seems kinda...
It's a company, so it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's a company, it's not going anywhere. But it's also like, it seems... What's the word I'm looking for?
Bureaucratic.
No,
The most litigious leading.
yeah, well, kind of circumstantial. They own
Yeah.
the building, so it's kind of like, lots of places own buildings.
That's true. And it could be hard to interrogate them without proper paperwork, which takes ages.
Yeah, so that one seems like, do that last, because they're not going anywhere. Fishman and Suspect seem like the 2 hottest things to go for. Those trails can go cold.
The baseline ventriloquist thing is you believe is a shell company of some kind, but we're not sure.
Right.
It's a very ambiguous lead in general. Your Fishman lead is probably your best one, honestly.
Isn't Titus looking for the Fishman right now, or is he looking for...
He's
I'm doing
looking into the
multiple
cleaning
things.
supplies at the moment.
I'm looking cleaning supplies, but I'm using the context of a major mob boss to also look for Fishman.
Hmm. I still say then we go also with Fishman too, because baseline ventriloquist could be literally anything, from a company to a nickname to.
Oh,
name of
so
her dildo.
that one is literally just as vague as it sounds.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't know if it's a shell company. We don't know if it. Well.
You're
we
assuming
know
it's a
it was
company of
also
some
on a
kind,
number-
but you don't
we
know if
it
it's the
was
same
also on
thing.
A number of like documents and like debt fees and shit, and it was also in a black book. So we don't know if it's an individual though or like a group.
As the side while you decide, we'll go back to Tynos.
Hello.
As you're heading downtown to meet with Gorik, the dwarf, you get a slight tingle in your pocket from a little messenger application you have.
Be back and get some cheese.
Slade will, of course, look at it though.
It's
annoyingly.
it's you can already guess who it's from the little jingle. It's from your mob contact who's forgotten to tell you something. Oh,
Ah.
since you forgot to ask, baseline ventriloquists is a mafia.
Zlane would respond back simply, "Your families are rivals."
Fairly new, bit odd. Operates on the other side of the city. Is his response as well as teenage emoticons, because she knows that that annoys him.
Slade's not that old, but yeah, he'd probably get extremely annoyed by that. He responded back, noted, like seriously, and then responded back, also, have you heard anything about merfolk in the city as of late?
You get a somewhat cheeky reply. Not into fishmen, so don't know anything about those.
He responded back just to, amuse her for a second. Just some sort of, slanted face, like, fine emoticon of some sort. And then he shivered in his boots while he did that and then started walking again, ignoring anything else she sent. Had to keep some of them happy.
There's a couple more jingles, but that you don't read, which are probably just snarky comments, as you head down through the city. Eventually, you come across an office that you were given directions to which looks very high tech, but also kind of shady.
Seems like actually like Zlane's kind of place. He would knock on the door instantly.
There is no answer for a moment, for the door ominously opens all by itself.
Zlane walks in, knowing that it's probably some sort of, welcoming mechanic or something. Should I just come in or wait out here for you?
There's no answer. The door remains open.
Suppose I'll just get shot if I keep going then. Oh well, I've been shot before. And he walks inside. Let me guess, the door slams shut behind me quickly.
It does not.
Oh, okay. He kind of wanders around, seeing if he can find a way to a workshop or something that this dwarf is probably in.
It's a long hallway that leads to an office, which has a view of the city outside.
Is the office door open?
It is. Somebody's waiting for you.
He walks in and offered a half wave.
A dwarf man wearing sunglasses greets you.
God damn it. What was his name again? Thor?
Oh god, now I can't remember.
Are you telling me this guy is a dwarf, bro?
He is a dwarf, bro.
You better be able to do a Scottish accent that is also equal part bro accent.
We'll see how that goes, shall we?
You heard of Barden?
Irish.
Roden.
Scottish and Irish are different. Yeah, but
We're switching you over now, Tanos.
The fucking Death Star.
It's very Death Star themed.
if you want to get technical, Arch, it is Cloud City.
Fair. Point taken.
Ah, how you going there, bro? What can I do for you? Yeah,
Well,
you after some product?
No.
Ugh, the redskin last sent you, didn't you? You got that look about you.
What kind of look was that?
You know that you're a criminal.
He just sighed.
So, what can I do you for?
Not here for your wares per se. I'm here for information.
Well,
I went like Russian.
that's that's a bit pricey, unless you got something spicy.
What? Repeat that.
Something spicy. Some hot news on that redskin number. You know how it is.
He sighed, and then thought, I know she's not into fish folk, but it's something.
Well, that's certainly something. What you need to know means I got a chance, lad.
You do know you'll get killed if you touch her, right?
That just makes it more exciting.
You have fun with that.
Will do. What can I do for you?
Looking for information on 3 different things. First one, Need information on a conglomerate new mafia that's been popping up lately.
Oh, you mean the ventriloquist fools?
From
Problem
what I
those.
hear, they're problem people and also troublemakers.
Well,
There's a
they are a gang, man. What you expecting here?
Travel spots that does us good most days.
Why am I losing my accent?
Well, aye, but they got, you know, they got the bod to smooth over those crimes, if you know what I mean.
They're also usually pretty decent to people.
For criminals, sure.
Yes, for criminals.
What you want to know about them?
The ventriloquist people own a building on the elvish side of town.
Oh, that's news to me.
There is more news for you then. And you don't know anything about that. I would like to know mayhaps a main contact for them.
Ah, you'll find a tiefling lass, a bit like yourself, downtown. She's usually sitting on a street corner. You'll know her because she's, you know, looks like trash.
You probably shouldn't say that about, you know,
Oh, I don't.
face of a mob.
I'll tell him how I see him, lad. What you want from me?
Alright, the other two things. There is rumors of something lurking in the streets at night. Lots of killings, I'm sure you've heard about.
Oh, you mean them weird biting ones? Aye.
Aye.
From what I hear, they're hits.
That's what I was guessing, judging from the baseline ventriloquist. But it doesn't add up.
Ah,
Never been
it's
able to cover their tracks better, unless these people are as stupid as you say.
like I said, they're amateurs, man.
And the third one, this one's gonna sound funny. Cleaning supplies.
Oh, you're after some pods, are you? It didn't take you for the type.
No. There was replaced. Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this. Illicit cleaning supplies at the scene of the murder.
Well, that is interesting. I don't know anything about actual cleaning supplies, lad. It's just just the word they use to cover up the drugs.
Aye, but the actual cleaning supplies must have come from somewhere, and there are not actually any sources for them. These are actually pretty random things, like brooms that technically don't have a maker and stuff like that. I know
Oh,
it sounds
the
strange.
knockoff business. That's something I can look into, lad. Didn't know they branched out into cleaning supplies, but makes sense. Some of those store-bought supplies get pretty pricey these days. Give me a moment.
If I can,
You'll need to pay me for this one, though. This is information, not actual, just rumors.
that's fair enough. I have decent pockets, as you know.
Well, let's see how long it takes me to find it, and we'll see how much you owe me. Aye, maybe put in a good word with old Chaka for me.
I'd rather not. Then she starts slapping my ass more if I talk to her.
You lucky bastard!
You're a madman.
He laughs as he turns back to the screen and does some typing. Well, you might have something. It's not much. There is a woodworker who's recently, gotten into the business, shall we say. Does some business with those ventriloquist people, I think. Only a rumor though, so that'll only be about, 500.
Hold on. I'm doing notes.
That's a good plan. Do you want me to give you a document just for you?
Nah, I just put plain notes in the document. It's fine.
Okay.
And then, what was the name of the woodworker?
You want his name too? Give me a second. Mr. Jefferson is what he goes by. Older lad, I think he's in his 70s. Don't know why he's turning to crime at that age. Get a pension at that age.
It's a little bit strange to be working with the ventriloquist, don't you think?
Probably blackmail. You know how it is.
Probably blackmail. Yeah, that's it. Have any family?
Oh, daughter. She's been missing for a good month or two.
And there's your blackmail.
Aye.
Now to offer the old hero save and switch, get all the information, and book up my day. Thank you very much. You
Aye.
lost him a good 800 actually.
Well, aren't you generous? Sure you're not the cop?
No, mercenary. I use them to fill my coffers sometime though, as you probably know.
Aye. You've got a good business model there, Mr. Slane. You hadn't told him your name.
I work for both sides. I get the money and I get my stuff done.
Aye.
Usually stay away from Chopper's family, because she just likes staring at me and making sure I don't do too much good.
Well, somebody's gotta keep the balance, man. Have a good one.
Don't, die.
Aye, that's not the plan. Though, that'd be a way to go, eh?
No. But okay. Good day. And he left.
You hear a hearty chuckle as you walk out the door.
Zlane then headed for the station proper.
Okay. Back to the station.
Alright, so we are planning what to do. At this, Mork would look at the three and goes,
So, what lead we do?
He remembers that Taika said a name that he hasn't recognized. Are we supposed to wait for this slain person before deciding?
Usually so, he's helping us with the case. It'd be easier if we found out whatever he's looked into today.
Almost on cue, you hear a familiar voice from the foyer.
Oh, hello again, Mira. If you could let me in and tell
Be
me where
right
where the rest of the people are. Sorry if I'm running a little late.
The floating woman just kind of motions vaguely to the direction of Taika's office as the door unlocks.
Oh, the poor lass. He nodded his head to Mira and then headed back. He knocked on the door properly.
at this, Mork turns and proceeds to open the door.
The very, very full office is very full.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I don't
Mork
think I'll be
sees-
fitting in there.
Slane!
And Mork grabs Lane and yanks him in. Not angrily, just excited that he's returned. With news, possibly.
Lane is now in
Taken.
air, being held in air by Mork, and just
Well, there's not enough room for that in here.
You hear a shout from the captain's office. Use conference room!
please
and
put
then
him
you
down,
hear Mork, and then
Mork.
you hear Mork shout back.
Okay.
That's my ears, Mork. Please put me down.
Okay. Put you near. New comrade.
No, put me down. You hear me? So
Inspector Comdos.
And then Mork tosses Lane over near where Comdosa is.
talking your character will see a tall tiefling in a long coat with a giant rifle that's bigger than him, just kind of like falter onto the ground on his knees and just shake his head.
And you're looking up at an 8-foot tall lizard man just kind of glaring at you. Don't worry, that's just his face.
Slane looked all the way up and just blinked for a second. You might be even bigger than the other two. Pleasure to meet you. I'm one of the conscripts of the station. Zrain, marksman and mercenary. Pleasure to meet you.
He holds out his hand.
Zrain takes it for a
Did-
good firm shake.
Detective Comdosa.
Condosa, pleasure to meet you. Hopefully you're not as loud as these other two.
You'll find I'm quite the opposite.
Oh, good. Tiger, I have some information. Plenty of it, actually. As I said, I've got into contact with a few of my, well, friends. I'll wait till Cam gets back.
You have
I'm back.
friends.
Sorry.
Plenty of them, actually. And yes, Miss Tiger, I have a few things to share with everyone. They're based on ventriloquist folks. They're actually a new gang that's recently been forming in town. Amateurs, from what I've heard of it.
A gang?
Organized.
That stupid name for gang. Not intimidating.
No, he means they're a new group of organized crime, Mark.
Still, stupid name.
Organized crime would put them a little bit higher than they should be. Anyways, they're amateurs to the scene, and through my contacts say that some of these bite marks might actually be hits. Not only that, but I have a hit on for the cleaning supplies from a knockoff trader already. Might be a perfect lead to go for. As for the merfolk, I have no leads on them.
That's definitely a start.
So baseline went from useless or almost nothing to something.
Zlane is pretty effective. He's just sketchy.
Indeed. He's the Han Solo of the group.
Yeah, that works.
Condoza works downtown. He's used to criminals.
Used to criminal contacts, too.
So,
Anyways, we have a decent lead if we have an idea of where to go. I'm not sure what you've ever figured out this morning. I do apologize for being late.
We thinking of searching for fish, man. Yes.
If we can find a lead on the merfolk, just thanks to general rarity, it'll likely lead us to whomever left the fish eggs.
There is a pretty famously known restaurant in the Wharf District. It's of course it's, fish. Might be able to find some people there that might know something. Oh, that's a long shot.
Isn't that cannibalism?
No, waterfolk, live in the sea. Fish is really the only thing they have down there.
Plankton.
It's more like a carnivore food chain.
That's more like it, yeah.
and then more friends look over at Gork, seeking his opinion on matters.
I'm going to not be in this room because I'm feeling a little bit small. As Blaine is between, Commodus, an 8-foot lizard, and Mort, a giant buff orc. He kind of squeezed out into the hallway. Still in listening distance.
You there, Gorky?
Yeah, I'm here. But Gork isn't aware that you're making any motions towards him because his eyes are still closed.
Brother,
Gork opens a single eye to look at his brother.
thoughts on Lead.
Go think. Fishman best lead. For now.
We go find Fishman. Yes.
Don't forget about the counterfeit man. I also forgot to mention he's probably in his later years and he's probably being blackmailed into doing things. I believe they have his daughter kidnapped or something along those lines.
Then he not go anywhere.
No, but you know, daughter being kidnapped, evidence. I mean, okay, you're the cops.
You've forgotten to mention something too, Dennis.
What did I forget to mention?
The contact downtown.
Oh no, he's meant.
Is he playing that close to his chest, eh? Not telling us things.
Oh
What's
my!
that? He doesn't need to tell you that part yet because he needs to make sure that his dwarf doesn't get found out too quickly. If he tells him all the information at once, they'd probably ask for his contacts. So he's.
You have met this police station, right? Where information comes from doesn't seem to be their highest priority.
No, but Slade likes to keep a good credit image on both sides of things. He mainly sides with the cops on things, but he has to keep some semblance of underworldness to him.
Fair. Anyway, so where are you going?
Well, taking into consideration Lane's concern for this kidnapped woman and this old man, Gork exits the room and says,
Fine. You and I go see old man. Others go see Fishman.
Sound plan.
Blaine nodded. Suppose it's good to split us up a little bit. Have to keep you two in check.
And they're off.
He looked back to the three. Good luck, you all. Make sure you update us on any finds or anything of that sort.
You do the same. Safe trip.
And Blaine followed through.
Those nods his head.
Whatever, I know you have a bike, but I don't think I could fit on it. We'll have
Yes,
to take a squad car.
we take a car this time.
I'll follow you. I can drive if you wish, but regulations and all are a little bit iffy on that.
Gork, drive.
Then go drive it is.
Your information on the counterfeiter man is somewhat out of town. Not too far, but well into the suburbs instead of the city itself.
And so Slade and Gort go to leave Taika, Commodose, and Mork to, actually do in-town investigations.
Oh, Comdoso looks to Mork and Taika. Guess that leaves us to
Yes.
the Fishman.
Yes. We go to wharf. Find Fishman.
And then Wart picks up his trusty cannon and slings it over his shoulder. The cannon looks more like if someone reappropriated a giant fire hydrant and glued a bunch of gears and bubbles to it and gave it a trigger. and yet somehow it seems to be very functional.
Slane and Mork arrive in their squad car outside of what seems to be a cross breed between a tavern and a furniture shop.
Slane looked to Gork. If you wouldn't mind just waiting outside for a moment. We don't want to spook them with your badge or anything.
Is Scylla still here?
Hmm?
You're coming into this now, by the way.
Silas, and yeah.
Oh, same thing. Okay, and we'll now move the map. Do.
Now there's two of them. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Now there's a giant one and a small one.
Those are just portraits. Relax.
Sorry, I had you pre-fool me.
Why is he upside down?
Because he gave me the ability.
I see. That was a mistake. The place appears to be closed when you arrive.
Slane looked at the door. Oh, there's no way that there's a tavern that's closed. He just tried to open the door handle.
The door's locked.
Slane sighed. Who locks a door to a tavern? Slane knocked then.
Someone
grudgingly.
with secrets.
Go put the car a little bit down the road. I don't want them to go here. Don't move me. I am on the other side here, you know this.
Or
I come here with work, yes.
formality.
Fine. Just play the bad card right away then. Or not.
No, Gork already got in the car, dude. He's gone.
I need to borrow Silas for a moment. We'll be back in a second.
Wait, did Gork just
Alright.
drop Slane down and dip?
Alrighty.
Okay, so for some background information, you're the leader of this new gang.
Oh boy.
You're visiting your furniture man to ensure his silence. But how you do so is up to you.
Gotcha. I already have an idea.
Awesome. That's all I needed it for. I'll drag us back now.
Okay.
And we're back.
Welcome back.
What are you doing, Zelane?
Oh, he's knocking.
There is no answer.
Fine. Slane looked through the window.
What does he see?
I don't know. What do I see? With my special eyes that see in dark vision.
He will see, well, I don't know if you want me to describe this old man that's, flicking his glasses around like, he is some hot shit or something, but, he'd be able to see, just standing, or rather sitting beside him, a man in, a man in a hooded cloak. His face probably not visible from the angle in which he's, looking, because his eyes, or rather his face, seems to be towards the bar itself. However, on the counter is a sheathed katana and what looked to be 3 wrapped sets of hard candy.
Slane took this set. Oh, there's obviously people home, but that are being stubborn. Well, there's always a second way in. Can you move Silas's portrait real quick? Or
What's up?
can you move Silas's portrait real quick?
Sure.
Okay, back to the room here, it seems.
Indeed.
Right, that's...
There's a door. It's here.
Oh, there's a door? Oh.
Brown as doors, white as windows.
Get the door open.
The door is locked.
Time to do the old lay look away.
Yes, you can pick the lock if you want. Jeez. You fail.
Oh,
But you don't reveal yourself, you just fail.
I'll try again. Hopefully not failing this time.
Once again, you fail and break one of your lockpicks in the process.
Do I have one more?
You have one more.
Okay, there we go.
Finally, you manage to click the door open without a sound.
Like, sneak inside. Here, have a stealth check.
I'll just move this right here.
I have advantage on stealth checks.
Yes, you do. 14.
Not bad. But not...
Silas, give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Oh my god! You have a
You are
in perception?
You are detected.
Silas sniffs the air. Smells like lizard. Maybe not lizard, but like something terribly bad. And I think I'm tempted to just I don't know, slit your throat right here. What do you say?
Oh, that's definitely not necessary, sir.
Oh. It might be. I don't know. What do you think? I want your input. How about here? You take this hard candy and put it in your mouth while you explain to me why it won't be necessary. And if you can come up with something that I'll be satisfied with, then maybe, well, who knows? What'll the card say? What'll the plastic? That's not plastic. What are cards made of? First of all, I want you to answer that. Answer that.
Paper?
Sure. Now, do it. Answer. Give it to me.
Oh. The man very carefully puts the candy in his mouth, trying to answer around it. He's not very good at this, and he kind of fails.
And at that, Silas grabs his katana and bangs its like in its sheath, bangs it against the guy's foot. It's not an answer. I need an answer.
What are you going to how are you going to react to this, Slane?
What did Silas ask again?
Why he should not kill him?
Because he knows you're there.
Slane cursed himself, and then there's like is there like a window here, or is this like
Nope,
a straight
it's
wall?
all straight wall. You can't see through the wall. You can hear it though. This door is not locked.
Zlane thought of his options. This old man might be the actual guy that he needs alive. And there's this crazy man with a weird sword and yelling about candies.
I think, would Silas know that he's at the door?
Give us another perception check.
I'll do our stealth roll.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Ooh.
You do not know he's at the door, but you do know he's moved.
Well. Did he know his general direction beforehand, though?
Vaguely.
Or like,
He knows he's on this part of the building.
Well, there's only one entrance from this part of the building, so Silas is gonna kind of, without even looking, he's gonna pull out a dagger tinged in purple and just lift it up threateningly at the man. Or rather, at the old man, not the younger man at the door that he doesn't know is at the door, but you know. Answer. Faster.
Someone needs to make your various counterfeit items, sir.
Yes, well, good. I like that answer. Now, why is there another here?
There should be no one here. Is it an intruder?
I think your ears are failing you, old man. Cause there's definitely someone here. I can smell it. Taste the air. Can you taste the air for me? Just give me a little lick.
The man
Lick it. Lick the air.
complies, though doesn't taste anything because that's not how his sense of smell works.
Well, I think I'll let you off the hook this time, but you know that I know where you are. Always. Your eyes are something that I've already ingrained into my own head. That little weak little, just disgusting little notch between the bridge of your nose and your right eye. That's just. Ugh. I'll know where you are if you speak. If you don't, if you do. If you don't, you're good. No. If you don't, you're good. If you do though, just say hi to the others in hell for me, would you?
And with that, Zlane straight kicked open the door with his rifle primed.
And at that, Silas would toss the poisoned dart backwards towards Lane.
Oh shit! Is this actual combat?
Looks like it.
Quick, Gork, get in there and fuck shit up.
Yeah, at this point, Gork would have been back at least at the front of the door. I don't think he would have seen Zlane move through the back. But this probably would have caused enough of a commotion, right, where I'd know something's going on.
As soon as you hear the door but get busted through by Zlane, yeah.
Okay. So, this door that I'm in front of is made of wood, right?
It is. It is
I'm
made
just
of
gonna
wood.
go ahead and break it down.
Go for it. Roll for strength.
Also, Silas, roll
Okay.
a dex attack on me with disadvantage, maybe?
My door's
I'm
fucked.
looking? I don't know.
You wouldn't be disadvantaged. You're not.
He technically aimed at, yeah, so, yeah.
There's only one door, Tanos.
Yeah.
And you break through the door easily, Bork.
I'll do Dex then.
Perfect.
Dexterity roll, yeah?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dexterity roll. Oh,
Nine.
well, that's a bad dexterity roll.
The dagger embeds in the wall just before Zlane bursts through the door.
In comes the door, a tiefling with an oversized rifle already primed and aimed at the man.
Yeah. What a pain. And Gork is broken through, I assume, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I just busted the door down.
He's obviously in a police uniform too, so.
Well, I think you're fucked. You, old man, you're fucked. This guy's also fucked. He points his still sheathed katana at Zlane and then over towards Gork.
I believe that's the.
If you're
three
gonna take
people,
all this
not-
time to talk, I'm just gonna bum rush your ass.
Go for
Oh
it.
shit!
Meanwhile, Savage Dragon goes charging in.
Zlane is, you know.
I'm gonna
was
take a
actually
swing, man.
Talking.
I'm gonna take 3 swings because I get 3 attacks per turn.
Jesus.
You hit with none of them.
None of them.
None of them.
Can Silas make an attempt to retaliate?
Yep.
Well, Silas is gonna unsheath his blade with the push of a thumb. Another finger pushing what seems to be a button on the sheath of his blade, and draining him of a certain portion of blood. He extends it from the sheath and immediately attempts a downward strike
Go for it.
along Gork's side, or Gork's shoulder.
Go for it. I don't think that hits either, though.
That's a miss.
Well, I think I can try again, right?
Should be that level, yeah.
Yeah, you've got a second attack.
Alright, well. He's going to, backswing.
That's definitely a hit, though.
That hit.
And I can re-roll the slashing.
Yes. Just the slashing, though.
Yeah.
Well then,
That's 10 plus 3.
Wow.
Big damage.
that is quite a bit of
18?
damage. 18.
Crossfire.
And that's self damage, and that's -4 to me.
Jesus, you max damaged yourself. Good job.
But I don't know if you want to apply this, but he has resistance to necrotic, which is what he's taking.
Sure. It'll only be a third though, instead of half. So you'll take 6 instead of 8. Oh no, 5. I can count. Okay, it's your turn, Thanos.
Well, Zlane sees that he's going really in, so yeah, he's just gonna fire at Silas.
Okay, go for life.
Zlane kind of had to adjust his rifle slightly and kind of lean against like the corner door and just fires off a solid shot at the
Before I
man.
do that though, I need to fix something.
Oh, hold on. Let me roll normal because I put advantage on still. Don't
You're
fuck
fine.
with me with
I just
Oh, okay.
had to adjust somebody's health because it's way too low for his current roll. Okay, you hit, and yeah, 18 damage.
Damn. Oh, that hurts.
Let me know when you get below 50 health, by the way. Thank.
The rifle rings out and aims directly for the man's. He was trying to hit his hand, but it might not be exactly perfect on the shot.
You get him in the wrist, but that's about it.
Silas
I would
goes,
say stand down now. That's enough.
but why?
The old man has scrambled to the back of the building while all this is going on, like the coward that he is.
That's a bloody last. You too.
Why?
Because you were threatening an old man.
I don't think that's a good excuse. You know, try a little harder.
Because I'm getting very annoyed by you as he cocks his rifle for a second shot.
Silas is going. Well, Gork is still at it. Well,
Yeah, I'm
Gork's
right.
turn.
I'm right on you.
All right.
And in response to my previous injury, Gork just laughs maniacally.
Of course he does.
He got the good battle lust going on.
Blood, all that matters now.
It is my turn, right?
It is.
Okay, so 3 swings. Here we go.
You hit with 2 of them.
So 18 damage.
Jesus Christ, he does a lot of damage.
He doesn't. He has to hit each time to do a lot of damage, though.
I'm at 50.
Good.
Oh, Jesus.
So, Gork, describe your attack.
Well, the first punch was aimed at the gut, but it clearly missed. The second one struck him square in the throat. And then the third was an uppercut to the jaw.
Silas sort of reels back, but he isn't really like a normal person in that he'd probably be tossed or knocked over the bar. Instead, he sort of his head just sort of bends upward, but nothing really happens besides that, and he sort of lowers his head as if he'd been slighted, as if someone had just spat on his face.
At this, Gork smiles and says,
Oh, good. This one not break easy.
As your
Much fun.
as your health and blood begins to flow, certain hairy appendages begin to sprout from you at various locations, as your mouth begins to lengthen.
You've made a very, very terrible mistake, I'm sorry to say. I'm not going to do that.
That's a little loud, yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, he seems to sprout hair and claws. But abruptly, with a very loud cracking sound, another person appears, grabs him, and they both vanish.
What?
Is that Queen of Pain?
Maybe.
Wait,
Upon
hold on,
realizing that his newfound rival has vanished, Gork goes into to a rage.
Oh god.
No! Won't fight! Grabs the table, throws it across the room, starts punching the counter.
Not like this.
Gork, he got away. Don't get any more angry. We need this place.
Gork ignores Zlane's request to stop and continues to destroy tables and chairs until he calms down.
Or not. Gork got to get a paycheck, not mine this time. Zlane knocks on the back door.
There's no answer. You hear a gurgling sound, however.
Zlane kicks open the door.
In the hallway, you find the old man with a missing part of a section of his throat bleeding out. It seems your other guest had cleaned up certain problems before leaving.
That fucking... Oh, damn it. Has he died and you're dead yet?
He's dying. He's not dead yet. You have
Gork,
3 combat rounds to stabilize him, otherwise he dies.
you have anything to stabilize him? I can do some basic first aid, but I'm not very good at it.
Have basic first aid in car.
Go get it, I'll try to do it here.
Gork has not even wasted time, he's already exited.
I will
He
try
charged
to do
out.
just like very simple saving with like sheets and stuff that he sees from bedrooms and stuff, and just tries to fix some of the bleeding. He's
You need,
cauterized some wounds and
you
stuff.
need to
like
roll for that, my friend.
that. Medicine?
Medicine.
I'm not good at medicine.
No, you are not.
I'm not that bad at medicine.
You try to, close the wound with limited success. He's still bleeding.
Excuse me.
There's something that's stopping it a little bit.
Indeed, you've extended his death by 1 round.
Oh, I thought to do. Not good at this stuff. Not good at this stuff.
Gork has returned from the car with the medical kit.
Oh, hell to behold. Alright, let's try to get him at least somewhat stable. I've already, oh, right. Zlane, put into his messenger to call for, medical. He might have gotten the police code at some point that he doesn't tell anybody about.
Back at the station and with everybody else, you get a message from an unknown person asking for medical assistance. You recognize the voice, however.
Lane's broken something, we should get going.
Oh, wait, are we here?
To the car!
You're not here.
I heard Tycoon. I was like, oh god.
Wait, Slane has used the radio.
And called us.
We didn't get to go do our thing.
medical.
We need to
You got halfway there.
Happened.
We split up. Who want go help Slane and Gork?
I'll go help them and see whatever the problem is. You guys go after the merman.
Sound plan. Oh, you want first aid gun? Shot.
And Mork sort of offers one of the salvo rounds for his cannon, which has a little first aid sticker on it.
That's adorable.
It's not the first time he's had his brother deal with a rage, as you can see.
She's just gonna nod and go ahead and take it and grab a spare first aid kit and head for the car.
And this Mork nods.
You're already in the car, just so you know. You're half.
And then
You're
She's
Mork
going to
rolls
kick
out of
them.
the car.
And she's going to kick them out of the car.
Wait, wouldn't Mork be on his dog?
Now you
So
have to share the.
we're gonna
now
walk.
you have to share the dog with the
Got
giant
the
lizard.
dog.
Mork has a giant robotic dog that's been probably trotting along beside the car, and looks queerly at Comdosa and Mork as they vacate the vehicle, and Taika drives off.
This is Torque.
To which the robot dire wolf says, very appropriately, bark.
Okay, so how's Gork's attempt at stabilizing the old man going?
We'll see. Probably can do advantage because
Yes, he has a med kit, so you get advantage to medicine rolls. Is Gork still here?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Sorry. We're focused back on us. I thought we were.
Yeah.
It's going back and forth.
Oh, okay.
You have a medical roll with advantage right now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because you have a med kit, so you can attempt to save this
Throw
man.
back together.
All right then.
Okay, you've managed to stabilize the old man. He's not going to die anytime soon, though he is still bleeding.
Well, we should probably keep working on him then.
I agree with that. Sorry if I'm not the best at this. Much better at shooting than, healing.
Gork kind of gives a plain look to Zlane and says,
Clearly, Gork not best at healing either.
and then displays his bloodied fists to Zlane.
Punch here seems to work alright. He seems to be doing alright. He'll probably make it. Keep him stable. I'm worried that there might be more things going on here than we see. There might be more enemies.
You go look then.
So I nodded as he cocked his rifle again and went room to room. Porkor.
I heard you.
Anything in these rooms?
The rooms are empty. There is nobody inside them.
All 5 of them?
All 5 of them.
And nothing that looked to be,
They're
in the
just
storage room.
like rooms of people who visit. There, one of them appear to be one for his grandchildren. The big one is his own. They're in rooms. There's nothing extraordinary about them. The storage rooms have a very large collection of what appear to be various supplies for odds and ends. You have cleaning supplies, furniture, you name it, it's there. If it's made out of wood.
Cleaning supplies?
Investigate the fuck out of those cleaning supplies.
They are unmarked, much like the ones that replaced the ones in the building.
That was like a trigger word for me too. I was like, cleaning supplies.
You just see fucking Swain and Gort getting high off the cleaning supplies in the back room.
Oh yeah, that's where this devolves into, is just a
Tide Pods, yep.
You know, every
We take
campaign from
Tide
now
Pod
on, I'm just
challenge.
gonna talk about freaking cleaning supplies and check with you on that before.
You have found the source of the knockoff's cleaning supplies.
Lane poked his head out. There's definitely the supplies here that we were looking for.
There is still
That's
one
the
section
main-
of the building you have not yet investigated, however.
I'm gonna check it over here as I'm just apparently the investigator now.
Well, you left me in charge of the guy, all right? I'm not.
Yeah, he's
Do you wanna take
keeping the
over
old
medical?
keeping the old guy alive. Jeez,
Lane's just being a sarcastic ass.
Yeah.
we gathered that. As you enter into the back section of the building, you find a series of cages.
Oh, what the bloody hell is this?
Only some of which are occupied with people who are no longer alive.
Oh, that's not good.
With one exception, at the very end of the building, there is a very odd-looking elven woman in one of the cages.
Oh, hello there.
She doesn't answer.
What does she look like?
I will show you.
Oh. He knocked on the cage door. Hello? Miss, are you there? Are you alright?
There is no answer.
I would assume that he's within earshot at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What you find?
found an elven woman, but she doesn't look quite elven. There are some off-market magic components attached to herself. Modified, I would call them. As he tried to open the gate.
The gate doesn't budge. It doesn't seem to have a lock. These doors don't appear to be meant to be opened.
He looked at the other cages that had like the deceased people. Any of those have openings either, or are they all just like this?
Surprisingly, this is the only one that doesn't have a lock. Perhaps there's a reason for that.
Magic crate of some sort. Rare. Extremely rare. Also hard to power. And where there is a magic cage, there's always a power switch. As he looked down on the floor.
The gate isn't magical. It just doesn't open.
Oh. I thought it was like a magic gate.
No, it's just a welded shut gate.
The others are en route to our location, right?
They are.
Yeah.
Well, Cam is.
Oh, right, yeah. She threw you guys out.
Mork and Comdosa got shit to do. We can find us fish.
I'll be right back. Gork, and the card that you have one of those police axe cutter things.
You mean Jaws of Life?
Uh
Normally carried by firefighter.
no, the things that break doors down.
Oh,
Cut hinges and stuff like that.
yes. Check trunk.
Oh, thank you. Is he still stable and all that stuff?
The old man gurgles.
Oh, he's alive.
Wow.
Might
For
want
now,
to get him
that's
some
about as
painkillers.
much as we can ask for.
Might want to get him some painkillers just to ease himself a little bit. Don't want him having a heart attack or anything.
Painkillers not part of standard first aid kit.
Especially not the orcish first aid kit.
That's fair.
Maybe you find something in.
And then, with air quotes, Gork says cleaning supplies.
No, but this is a bottle. There might be some heavy liquor that can knock him out slightly.
How is he going to drink it, Tynos?
He just thought about it. Oh, throat cut. That doesn't really work. Keep trying to heal him a little bit more. You'll do alright, my friend. I've seen much worse.
Maybe Tycho will get there in time.
He's not dying.
God, I hope she does.
Zlane goes out this door now because he can open it from the inside, I'm guessing. Heads straight to the car. Grabs the cutters of whatever they're called.
You find a welding torch,
Perfect.
which would probably work better. Why there's a welding torch in the back of a police car, you're not sure.
Efficiency.
Oh man, sometimes we gotta get places. I don't know what to tell you.
Zlane walked back and looked at it. Alright, miss, hold on.
Once again, the woman does not respond or move.
He starts cutting it open.
Movement.
Okay, you cut it open relatively easily. There's nothing to oppose you, and the door falls off its completely eradicated hinges towards you.
Zlane just catches it.
It's a giant iron door. It's heavy.
Oh, then I'll dodge it. I thought it was just like an iron gate door. I'll dodge. Here's a dex check.
Okay. You dodge.
Dodge the shit out of it. And then Zlane walked up to the woman and kind of tapped her on the shoulder. Are you alright there, miss?
The moment he touches her, one of her hands jumps out, wraps around his neck, and pile drives him into the ground.
One of her what?
One of her hands, that almost detaches from her body, wraps around his neck and pile drives him into the ground.
Ow.
Indeed.
How much damage do I take?
You don't take any. It's a disabling move. You're just pinned to the ground.
What the? Mom? Mom. I'm not here. Help you. He put his hands up, not trying to attack.
You have under control, Zlane.
Never have women under control.
That not news to me.
Is she still just disabling him?
Mhm.
Not
You're just pinned to the ground. Not hurting him in any way. He's just disabled.
Let me know if go really wrong.
Yeah. Ah. Hmm. Ah. He says in Elvish hello very awkwardly, as that's one of the only words he knows.
A gibberish of Elvish replies to you that sounds vaguely mechanical.
Oh boy. That's pure Elvish. What about Infernal?
The moment you begin speaking Infernal, the grip on your back begins to tighten very, very suddenly.
Oh, okay, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Very sorry. Very sorry. Mark, do you know any Elvish?
That's Gork, but yeah.
No, not here.
I sit and chastise them about being racist at you, and you can't tell them apart now?
I just actually misspoke there.
Wow.
Tycho arrives about now, by the way.
Disappointed in you, young man.
I really bet Gork. I bet Gork, sorry, being choked by, magic mechanical elves lady.
Sorry, Zlane, not no Elvish.
Maybe Tycho knows it when she gets here. Otherwise, we'll have to call that stupid cop.
Tayaka busts in the front door of the inn.
There is no front door.
It's gone.
The absolutely non-existent door, looking around and sees Gork and the sort of slumped over dying figure behind him, and rushes
doorway,
forward
yeah.
in the doorway, and rushes forward with
There,
the med stuff.
What was that?
there are still 2 hard candies left on the counter. Just
For reference?
you know,
Yeah,
if you,
that's good
just
to know.
reference.
In case we want
Oh.
one. Thank you.
And also, the entire place is completely destroyed because of Gork.
But she's got the.
It's his fault, man. He cocked out before the fight
around.
was over.
Yep.
You can't.
Got the salve around and another first aid kit, and is going to tell you to help her stabilize the guy. What happened?
He's already stabilized.
He's not dying, but he's still injured.
Yeah.
Someone should call an ambulance.
So you know what he did technically.
No, he didn't. He used the police line. Nobody's called an ambulance.
Oh,
Someone should. I'm kind of just sitting here waiting. Like, maybe see if anyone would, like, thing.
I thought
to-
that it did both. Honestly, that's what I thought the emergency line did. It called the cops and also called the ambulance line. That's what I assumed.
Nope.
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 No, we believe in efficiency. If we bring in the ambulances, that's just going to cause more problems.
You gotta cover up the evidence first.
Actually, it's a separate thing, and our dispatcher would call the ambulance. So I'm pretty sure, now that we can see what's happening, we'd hop on to dispatch and be like, "Oh, we need a fucking ambulance."
Yeah, you would not be able to do that, Slane. Like, an unknown number calling an ambulance would
Yeah.
make you, like, get arrested.
Gotcha. Oh, I gotta get glass.
Because Silas got pulled out of the fight mid-transformation, would Gork have
You
realized he was a
both would have seen it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's a werewolf. I would have seen it. All right. Wolf man tried to kill this man.
Wasn't actually the Wolfman who tried to kill him, but that's all. You don't know that.
Also us. Too tight, last. Too tight.
The oddly
Maybe
elf does not
Zlane
digest.
First, Zlane failing at diplomacy.
I can't speak Elvish.
Do we have anyone that speaks Elvish in our party?
No.
No.
That's why we have that little shirtless
That's
guy.
why we have that idiot.
Where is our little idiot?
You haven't gone to pick him up yet. He's waiting for you, all alone.
Oh wow, we suck at our jobs.
No,
No.
you probably forgot him on purpose.
Blaine forgot him on purpose.
He's not that useful, honestly.
You still here, Cam?
Yeah, I was just speaking.
We didn't
Oh,
hear
okay.
you.
Yeah, we needed the little idiot. He's not here.
Oh,
We have to go
so
pick
you don't
him
know,
up.
Right, so you don't know Elvish either. Well, alright, I guess,
I
still,
know
it might
Inferno.
be better if you handle the situation in the other room.
Yeah, but we've gotta get the guy to fine. Take is gonna squeeze past. Now that the Gork has as many
I'm
first
trying-
aid
I'm just-
things.
As he
Trying
may
to
need.
bandage you to stop the bleeding.
Yeah. You've got a salvo around now. So let's see what's going on in here. Oh look, Zelane is getting manhandled.
Yes, by an elvish woman who appears to have a lot of technological improvements. You recognize some of them.
Huh.
They're military grade.
Oh, hello, young lass. I'm
Zelane, be quiet. She's going to raise her hands
Oh.
in sort of a soothing fashion. Say, it would be. Do you speak anything other than common, miss? Or anything other than Elvish, miss?
Oddly, upon seeing Taika, the woman rattles off a series of numbers and some kind of code.
Don't try speaking Inferno. It's a mistake.
What? Of course it's a mistake. She's an elf, you idiot. What are the numbers?
It appears to be some kind of registration code. I will send the numbers to you in a chat message, because I don't want to read out 12 numbers.
Okay.
It's worth a try, and she did understand it. She just didn't react well to it. And I assumed she was a prisoner because, you know, there's dead people around us.
There you go. That's the number she just randomly rattles off to you.
Neat. 4713391. 55591. Okay. Do you know what
Quick, who speaks math?
you belong to? What branch?
Now that you can get a good look at her, considering you're not being pinned to the ground, you notice there's a military barcode on one of her shoulders that seems to imply that she is part of the nation's military. How she ended up here is a very, very interesting question.
Right. Take's gonna hold up her badge and very carefully try and coax her forward. Say, "Can you come with us to the station so we can return you to your own offices?"
Upon seeing the badge, the woman releases Lane and salutes you.
Zelane falls down further and just coughs a little bit. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet breaths.
Pardon? Now's not the time to be talking about that, Slade.
I was just being thrown out.
Yes,
Please.
that makes it even more inappropriate.
Oh.
She's going to ignore you and continue trying to get the elven woman to follow her out of the cage and back towards the patrol car.
Zelane blushed a bit. That was not my word meaning there.
The
She got up and
the elvish woman
walked
grabs
out.
you by the collar and drags you to the squad car.
Wait, no, I'm not. Miss, please let me go. Taika, tell her to stop.
I mean, she's going towards the car. It's the best we can ask for.
But I don't need to go towards the car.
You're thrown in the back seat of the car and the door is locked behind you.
Zane looked out like a sad monkey from the car.
Meanwhile, Gork is still making the old man bleed to death.
Yes. Stopping him from bleeding to death.
Preventing him from bleeding to death. Totally different.
It's not fair.
Taika's gonna open the passenger door for the elven lady.
She gets in the car and then kind of goes still. It doesn't move at all.
Right. I'm going to call dispatch and find out how far off the ambulance is.
The ambulance appears to be a good 25 minutes away, because apparently there's an emergency in the city.
Damn.
Can you, let me out, Taika?
In a minute.
Okay.
How far is the hospital from our location?
It is about 50 minutes by car.
50?
15.
Oh, 15? Gork, can you pick him up? We need to take him to the hospital.
Yes.
Pick him up carefully, please.
Well, regarding that, Gork very gently lifts the old man from the ground and takes him to the squad car.
You don't have to roll for that, you're fine.
Okay.
You put him in the back seat of the squad car.
Taika, we might want to, make sure this premises is kept to, safe, because those people were able to use magic to get in and out. Some sort of teleportation.
Hmm.
There seems to be bodies in the back of ones who have died, as well as decent evidence from the cleaning supplies.
More dispatch phone calls.
Indeed, another squad car pulls up, disgorging a bevy of elven officers, one of which you recognize.
Oh no. Oh no.
Look what Dee Dee's here.
Gork not have time for this. Take old man to hospital. You have fun.
Well, currently I'm a prisoner. I don't like being a prisoner.
So with that, Gork has left the scene with the old man.
Okay, you drive off.
I'm guessing
No.
sirens blazing, just
Yep,
flying
I'm
through
out.
traffic.
Just another button.
I want to see him get stuck at a light and just get out and literally push a car. Keep driving.
So, Take is going to go around the car and say, so we need the entire building on lockdown. There's a number of corpses in the barn. She goes back and lets Lane out for now.
As Lane is released from the car, the somewhat robotic elven woman gets out and follows him very closely.
Is this one of yours, by the way? He looks to the elves.
Well, isn't that an impressive find? Says your shirtless policeman.
I love the idea that this guy is just constantly shirtless. He's just on the.
He just never wears a shirt.
He's just like, yeah, whatever.
Never wears a shirt, or it never has a shirt closed anyway.
This she's kind of terrifying.
The other elven police officer, who appears to have replacement hands, gives Taika a salute. Very well, ma'am. We'll get right on that. Sylvan, get to work. And she hits him in the back of the head and brushes him off.
Wait, Miss who actually seems to understand the things.
The man grumbles before he goes in to secure the crime scene with a roll of tape.
Do you know what this is? Or how to make her stop trying to kill me or arrest me?
Well, this is a very interesting find you have. This is a military commando of sorts. Quite outdated, though. They haven't used these since the war.
Well, they were keeping you here as some sort of prisoner.
Must have been here for quite a while.
the cage was indeed fully melted shut. I don't know how long.
That's a good countermeasure, considering the tensile strength of these particular models.
But maybe she was able to respond to me slightly in Elvish. Maybe you can tell her to stand down. Maybe. I don't know any of your languages besides hello. And a few other choice words.
Yes, your knowledge of Elven swear words is impressive, sir. Give me a moment. The woman with the arms approaches the commando and begins rapid fire speaking in Elvish, and she gets lots of short responses before the somewhat robotic woman seems to just slump and fall to the ground. There, shut down. Problem solved.
I'll put her in the car.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that. You'll have to come with me.
Oh. Well, if she is an Elvish commando, I suppose. All yours then. As long as the lead lass of the scene here is okay with
But
that.
she's part of our investigation.
He is definitely
She's at
evidence.
our crime scene.
Definitely evidence. Something about the way this woman kind of gives a sideways glance implies that there's something more to this particular story as well. What does Taika deciding to do?
At the moment, we're going to have to requisition her and take her to our station, as well as get in contact with the branch holding the barcode. We do have her full registration now, but we will need to take her in, and we will need our assistant. She jerks her head sort of towards Sylvan. To come and translate as we make our report. Naturally, once this is done, we will be happy to turn her over to your branch. But at the moment, the investigation is entirely under our jurisdiction.
The elven woman sighs before getting on the radio. She seems to be having an argument with her captain. Before she finally sighs, "Very well, ma'am. Since you insist." And then she stomps back to the car, very annoyed. Before getting in and driving off.
Is everybody part of the Elven department so useless?
Yes.
The ghost of Mork past kind of chimes in.
Him scream from across the city.
Yes!
I'm getting
Oh,
in the
my
car,
ear.
And so I'm guessing she is extraordinarily heavy.
She's extraordinarily heavy.
Well, Zane kind of sadly tracks
Strength
her
check
a
it.
little bit. No, he's just gonna drag her.
Jesus. She leaves.
Not badly,
She leaves massive furrows in the ground as you drag her along back to the squad car.
Like arms under her shoulders, things, and that way, and then slowly gets her up in the back seat and lays her across the back street, somewhat nicely at least.
The back of your car kind of sags a little bit.
I think she's a little bit heavy.
Really, with all the metal.
Right. Should we go meet up with
Why don't you take Mork's car? No, I'm sorry. Why don't you ride with Sylvan, and I will escort her.
There's no
back
car
to-
here.
There's only one car left.
Yeah, it's
This lady drove off.
Oh.
She drove off with the squad car.
Oh, we have to take Sylvan with us.
Yes!
Actually, I'll stay at the scene with this moron. Really spare you a little bit of the time. You want to go check on the man at the hospital? And also inform the rest. I'll make sure that the scene stays somewhat safe.
Well, scene secure, says Sylvan as he approaches, empty roll of tape in hand.
No, we actually need to take Sylvan to the station because he's the one that speaks Elvish. She's just going to grab his collar and drag him off toward the car.
Well,
That's where
that's very forward of you, ma'am.
Get in the car. Be quiet. You were late this morning.
Zlane held back every inch of his feet to shoot his leg right there.
So you're staying behind, Tennis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Elf boy, if You dare flirt with her again, you'll find yourself with a few holes in your shirt.
I need
You
to
won't wear
do a
it.
thing.
Oh, god damn it. How tall is this building?
It's a one-story building. It's just very long.
Perfect. He's gonna jump on top of this wagon and then jump to the top with an acrobatics check.
Sure. Go for a natural one and faceplant.
Where's that music?
Oh, I should have given you the link to that song that I wanted you to play when
You should
I made
have.
my first appearance, but yeah, I should have. I'll link it to you anyway.
That'd be good. You're going to appear much more, probably a little bit more often now and again.
There's your acrobatics.
You're fine. You get on the roof.
I make myself a nice little sniper's nest. And
Okay.
just wait.
Okay. So
I put one of my earbuds in to, since I'm still like I'm being the only responsible cop at the scene.
I mean,
Except you're not a cop.
you're not a cop.
Exactly.
Are you staking out the little
And how
cow?
dare you, first of all.
I mean,
I will
everybody's
save a
being
man's life.
At the scene.
everybody's being responsible. They're just having different responsibilities, and the crime scene is the least important one. I mean, well, yeah. Someone
You have
just
no idea the momentous effort it took for Gork to play doctor. You don't.
don't understand. He wanted to beat people to death.
A lot has happened. I've had 2 hospital visits and 2 cock blocks in a fight.
In the last 2 days. Yep.
Gordon has some pent-up anger. He's really gonna wreck somebody. The next one who tries to kill him and like get away from him.
He was eager, man.
Gordon's
As soon as
just gonna
Silas
be
cut him, he was like, "Oh
at
shit."
YouTube.com.
Man trying to run away. Deadly
Yeah, he's like,
force
"Oh man." He's like, "Oh
authorized."
man, this guy can take a hit," and then he's just like, "Nah, I'm out."
I mean, it's not like Silas had a choice. Somebody came and took him.
I know. But Gork doesn't see it that way. Gork sees that. He sees that as a ploy for him to get out of the fight.
While Zlane is doing nothing productive, he will message Chiffon about the weird looking lady.
You get a reply. Please tell me you didn't hand that over to the police.
Oh no, not the.
Oh.
Well, I guess the elf too.
Oh, well,
I meant the succubus looking one.
oh, you only saw her for a second, so you don't really have a description.
He has some semblance. I mean, it takes a second. I'm feeling.
I mean, you know she's some kind of tiefling, and she has red hair, but that's about it.
Some basic clothes. Yeah.
No, she was there for literally a second.
Oh, okay.
She appeared, grabbed Silas, and left.
I'll ask about both then.
Okay, well, that's the reply about one of them, and the other one is kind of a vague shrug emoticon.
He responds back, simply, well, they kind of took her, and she did kind of pile drive me into the ground.
You get a reply that's only a single word. Hot.
Slane's sighed. How could this random merchant like this actually get there? Were they using this place as a storage? Does these allow pictures or just basic messages like pages?
Well, they allow pictures. It's basically a cell phone, except, it doesn't have apps.
He'll take a few pictures of those bodies and send them off her way.
Wow, good way to violate the evidence chain there. Top job.
Oh yeah.
She sends a message back saying she recognizes a couple of the bodies. They're missing members of her particular organization.
Zlane then pops back with a heavy sigh, like in bold. It's your dad.
Oh my. Then you get another reply back asking for my hand in marriage already.
He responds to that with a cheeky "you wish."
You just
I think Zlane's probably one of the only ones that hasn't give it into her, so that's why she's so for him.
Sure, that's probably right. You're probably right there. You just get a winking emoticon back, and she'll set up a meeting.
Zlane sighed. The last time I talked to him,
There was 3 axes next to my head. As he got back up to his sniper's nest and tried to calm himself down. He also deleted the pictures off his phone because...
Good job. You don't want to get caught with those. That would be bad. Okay, back with old Mork and Commodore.
And then Tanos died.
And then Tanos died.
Yes, we are back with our fishman mermaid hunting.
You
Whale wars.
Well,
you after talking to the restaurant owners are directed towards a very odd place outside of town. It takes you a good hour or so to get there. And the road has basically become non-existent. Good thing you're on a dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're riding on a dog.
You're riding a giant robotic dire wolf.
Your location appears to be just a collection of swampland.
This place. Shithole.
That's not what I wanted. Why is that so big? It's not even the right icon. Bah! One second. I have technical difficulties.
Commodore sticks out his tongue because that's how he smells. Reminds me of home.
Your home was swamp.
Okay, he nods. Most of us come from swamps.
Mork thought lizards come from mountain.
Commodore kind of like scratches his chin with one of his claws, thinking maybe he's confusing us for other lizards.
That could very well be possible. It most likely is. Mork is no doubt thinking of dragons.
Because they're totally the same.
Totally the same.
So you now need to investigate this swamp area.
Investigations, that's what I'm good at.
Yeah, let's do investigating. I guess we'll take a look around. We were sent here by the wharf?
By the restaurant owner who you asked about the man in question. Yes, apparently this is where he lives.
You think direct approach best or search for clues?
He turns to Howard. Clues. Definitely clues.
Okay. You check left. Mork, check right.
And Mork would make his way towards this side of the stream to see if he could find any potential tracks or markings.
And Commodore heads to this side to do basically the same.
Okay, and begin investigating.
Alrighty, we do the roll.
Mhm.
Investigation check, right?
Mm-hmm.
A natural 20.
Jesus Christ. What does old Commodore
Perfect
get?
investigation. Good work there.
And 21.
Right.
Wow. In the 20 club. We're really good at investigating. It's in our job description.
Indeed. Mork
See all the shit.
finds what appears to be a trail of webbed footprints, as well as a couple of scales that lead further south towards this little rock section here. Scroll down.
I did.
Whereas Comdosa seems to find a few discarded fish and that sort of thing. There's definitely someone living here.
Can I tell how recent this fish has been discarded?
Within the last couple of days.
Can I tell how big this thing is by the footprints?
It's roughly human-sized.
Com dos. Find clue.
I also found something.
What? Find.
Found discarded fish carcasses.
He eat recently?
Few days or so.
Mork. Find tracks and scales going southwards.
I'd say that makes us on the right track.
Yes. Let's go further. Find Fishman. What you think we do when find him?
I don't remember the details of the fish man.
He
Put eggs.
he
Vagina
visited the prostitute basically.
and bled on carpet.
He didn't bleed on the carpet.
Oh no, you did not know. It was just eggs.
He put eggs in hooker.
This is really upsetting.
Yeah, that's didn't really need to describe it that way, but okay.
It is more.
I think we talk. He makes any moves, we start shooting.
Good plan. But aim for kneecaps. Cannot question corpse. Mork has tried.
And his intelligence is 20.
Indeed.
He thought it might work. He just, he never tried before.
You're like, this could work. You know what, actually, considering the universe that these characters exist in,
Yeah,
it's completely
considering
plausible.
talking to the dead can be a thing sometimes.
Mork has attempted a seance to bring back a victim.
You didn't need to find a necromancer for that.
Very illegal.
No, it's
Do
not.
I need to
Is this a
make any
victim
types-
of a crime, or is this like an interrogation victim where you're like, oops, I went too far?
Okay, you continue to head south.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. We don't have to do anything to
Nope.
cross.
Your
this water.
your natural 20 investigation check gives you a way forward.
Excellent. We roll good.
And you finally come across this very run-down hut, and somebody exits it to meet you.
Oh god, he has a lightsaber.
It's just a sword, Arch. Jeez.
It's Admiral Akbar.
It's too late. He's already taking an aggressive posture against a police officer. Got to put him down.
Oh, he looks cool. Is that a water sword? Does he have a sword even?
Yes, he has a sword. It is a water sword.
But is it brandished over his shoulder like that?
It's resting on his shoulder. He's not actually threatening anyone with it.
Still, probably shouldn't have that out in
we
front of a
just
police
stopped
officer.
him from going over to hunt.
Yeah, he's like going to go get something. You've just interrupted him.
Alrighty. Well, Mork and Comdosa walk up. Then Mork goes,
You fish man.
Your powers of observation, sir, are very impressive. What can I do for you?
Cardosa looks over the notes again to just verify if he was at the location.
You don't have it confirmed that he was there when the murder happened, but he was there recently.
Asking if he was there.
Like you're asking him, or?
Yeah, I don't know. What was the name of the place?
It's just an apartment building.
Oh.
We have the name of the hooker, though, right?
Yes. It's in your notes.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it was Marjorie Dawson. I can't pronounce the name.
Marjorie Dawson?
Marjorie Dawson?
Marjorie Dawson, yeah. So you can ask him that.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
like, we can start that off, or I guess
Yeah,
introductions
yeah.
probably be good.
I'm Inspector Cardosa, and this is...
Inspector Mork.
It's always a pleasure to be visited by the police. What can I help you with?
We're wondering if you had any relations with looks again, Miss Dawson?
You could say that. She was a hooker. What do you want to know about her?
She dead now.
That's unfortunate.
Your eggs inside her.
Well, that's not too surprising, is it? She is a hooker.
Yeah, I thought I started thinking like, maybe that's what happens when fish people do the thing.
Mork not want to make assumptions.
Well, besides my habits with ladies of the night, what can I help you with?
When was the last time you saw her? Because
Oh,
as of right now, you're our top suspect.
oh, 4 days ago, if I had to guess.
3-4 days ago. Need more information.
So, do you want a list of positions or something, lad?
Yes.
Well,
No,
do make up your minds then.
we would like for you to come to the station.
That's hours away. Do you have any actual evidence besides the fact I visit hookers?
You're the last person she's seen, as far as we know.
That's not.
That puts you.
That's
that
not
puts
really
you-
incriminating, though.
Let's see what else. Oh, wait, no, there was information. Where was it? Because we know that he was a fisherman before the eggs, right? We were also...
Yeah.
Yep, he was on
We
camera.
also know that there was blood there.
Not his.
Not his.
Not
no,
his?
Just the victim. No, the fisherman had blue blood. That says here in blood types.
Yeah, that's his blood type, which they got from his eggs.
Oh, okay. I can see.
Oh.
That makes sense. We do know that there was a merfolk going in the rooms, though, from the video.
Yes.
Their video of night. She died.
Well, that's inconvenient.
Yes. So, come with us.
If
Name.
you insist, I suppose. Do you have a squad car nearby, or shall I walk?
We have a dog.
Yes.
A dog.
His name is Torque.
That's nice. Doesn't quite explain how you plan to get to your station.
We ride.
You're riding a dog. The three of us.
Yes. Yes. Tight fit. What works?
I think I'll just take my car.
I think I will also drive that car.
Okay, if you insist, officer.
Mork seems to nod at this, probably thinking it good to have an officer in the same car as him in case he decides to zoom off.
You're coming in too. I'm gonna be driving.
Oh shit.
What I meant.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the suspect sitting in the back of the car, able to do anything with me driving.
That makes sense.
No, you're gonna sit next to him.
Okay. Mork will nod then.
The dog's gonna walk.
Mork seems
The
slightly
man seems agreeable enough, though slightly annoyed, and he leads him off to his car, which is in a very ramshackle-looking shed off to the side. It's a four-wheel drive, though, because he kind of needs that.
While they walk, Mork goes,
What your name?
Oh, my name? Well, I don't really have one.
Hmm.
I'm not exactly a citizen of this particular city, so I don't really need a name, do I? It's not too uncommon for us not to have names, lad.
Then I call you Eggman.
I'd rather you didn't.
Eggman is good name.
He Comdosa just kind of stares at them. You did this to yourself?
Aye, and I regret it already.
What your profession?
Do I look like I have a job?
Hobo. He just jots that down in his notes. Nameless hobo fishman.
Sergeant Gork said.
When you come to city,
Oh, a few months ago?
Few months ago, nameless hobo fishman somehow can afford hookers despite living like this.
Good point. How you pay hooker with fish?
With money, obviously. I do some odd jobs here and there.
Well, we can find out more at the station.
Yes, we go now. With Eggman in car, he somehow owns.
The car in question is a piece of shit.
You have Mork's pity.
Mork stares at this poor contraption with a no small amount of disgust. It needs proper maintenance and tender love that only Mork can give with his artificial talents.
Indeed, it barely starts. It takes several attempts to get it to start. And even then, it sounds like it wishes for death.
Comdosa, how much gas in tank?
How much gas is in the tank?
Not very much.
We're gonna need to make a stop.
And so they would drive off, I reckon, to head towards the station as best they can, or to wherever they could get some gas first.
You stop at the gas station on the way back into the city, barely making it there, before you head towards the station. And
On the risk expense report.
Honest report.
As a note, it's 11:30. I've got a mosey, guys. I'm sorry.
you're fine.
Oh no. Yeah,
so I
that's
will
good.
see you later.
All right.
Someone
Okay.
needs to take over. Thank you. Someone needs to take over the notes.
Already on it.
Awesome.
Actually, this might be a
Sleep well,
good place to
Cam.
stop anyway, right?
I'm down to go for another half hour at least. But it's up to you guys. I'm down to stay.
I can push maybe another half hour.
Well, we got
If that's
one
the
person
case,
leaving.
yeah.
We have everybody kind of had their thing and conjoining at the station
Indeed, we're
with
converging.
everything that they found. So this actually would probably be a good stopping point.
If this is where you want to stop, that's fine.
It's up to you guys. I'm down for either or.
Sounds like it's stopping for most people.
That was fun though. I am excited because now we have two sort of witnesses.
Sort of.
And a suspect.
You have a suspect and
suspect.
witnesses. Yes.
I think we've actually started. Actually, I think we have more suspects than we started with almost.
Indeed, you have a number of suspects now.
We have to
We
go back
have-
and tell the crazy old lady she's not actually that crazy.
She's still pretty crazy.
She's a little crazy.
Just so you guys know, Mork is going to scream at the top of his lungs that he knew it as soon as you tell him.
Well,
What,
thank you
that the
very
old
much,
lady wasn't
Corcoran.
crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Thanks,
that there was a
guys.
wolf man.
Oh.
Yep, there's a wolf man. So, but yeah, thank you very much, Corcoran. This was fun. And, I'm sorry, I spent half of it muted and coughing.
You're fine.
Well, go get some sleep, Ken.
We're almost
will.
to the end of our this
If
investigation,
you're
though.
still coughing that much, call out, damn it.
I've called out 2 days already. I'm not gonna call out anymore.
If you're sicky, you should get at least one more day. Don't push yourself and deal with the disgusting children.
I know, but I had today off, so it's all good.
Well, try to get through this.
I will try.
Why?
Alright.
Bye.
Good night. How'd I end
That
up
was
over
fun.
here?
You're not here, so you're just in space.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yes, but now, Taka, you have inducted into the first D&D session.
Yay.
And soon, maybe we shall get some sort of combat going on. Well, actually, we did have combat today, didn't
Well, at least
Yeah,
Very,
it doesn't
very,
count.
very
It
brief
didn't-
combat.
This hit hard.
that combat didn't count.
we? I get the
Oh.
strong feeling that we're going to be dealing with the Mafia soon.
You're not wrong.
I just noticed I actually hit harder than we thought up close because I have 2 attacks.
You do.
So those 1 attacks we were talking last time we were doing like foe rolls. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, I hit hard, yes, Onk, but I actually am really not super strong right now compared to everybody else. I just
Well,
have
I don't
range.
hit as hard as you do, but
You just hit a lot.
I get an extra attack and then a bonus attack, or an
I
attack
don't-
as a bonus action.
I only hit really hard within 30 feet. After that, it's just exponentially worse.
I have just 1 attack, but it does a lot.
Yeah, Mork and Tynos are somewhat similar.
Two of them all have 2
I'm
attacks.
glad at least I was able to land a couple hits.
I can't wait for
Couple hits
you. I can't
almost
wait for
killed
you
him.
to like land like 3 crits in a row and just start doing Dempsey roll.
I mean,
I didn't get-
orcs are definitely capable of doing that.
That music, though.
They have the blood of Bork in their veins.
I didn't get to show off a lot either. It's just
Just an intro.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah, we